Okay. Before I start explaining you what is the design thinking, I want to tell you some interesting facts about Colombia. Colombia is a growing country with many opportunities to innovate and to create new enterprises. I want to all of you take a moment and think in those great ideas you probably have to improve some situation in Colombia. Now you have those great ideas in your mind. If you think those ideas very well, you can manifest them as a product or a service. However, it is not an easy task to do that, to start a new business with new services or products. If we see the statistics of enterprises that goes bankrupt, the 50% of those enterprises have sales problems. And those sales problems, in their majority, are because the lack of innovation. Also, for an entrepreneur to innovate, it is a risky process because it's a risky process because you have you have to not only face the whole uncertainty that is to create a new business, but also you have to invest your capital with a very small error range. So as you can see, it is important to innovate in order to create a new successful business, but it is hard to do it. In the area of innovation, there are many ways and advices and strategies to be an entrepreneur. And normally, these strategies are based on the experiences and the knowledge of some entrepreneur who finds his way to success by try and error methodologies. And thankfully, the mistakes weren't that big. Obviously, there are a few people that can make a huge progress just with his own remarkable ideas, like Steve Jobs. But obviously, your idea probably will not be as successful or profitable as Steve Jobs' ideas. That's why I want to bring this the design thinking methodology. The design thinking is a discipline that uses the designer's styles and methods to match the people's needs to what is technologically possible. With this methodology, we can create a viable business strategy and actually create value and an opportunity and a marketing opportunity and a market opportunity. In design thinking, the innovation process is seen as a continuous learning process that appear in 4 stages. The first one, the observation. The observation is the understanding stage. Basically, you need to see the whole supply chain to understand what is happening and to see the important things that you need to take. As I told you, I'm using the design thinking in one project I'm doing, and with my team we use one observation technique that is called the fly on the wall. The fly on the wall is we use the fly on the wall with a camera, with a security camera, or in clothes store, and we see the behavior of normal customers. After this process of observation, we see that normally people don't buy the extra large clothes. Obviously, because they don't fit. However, the important thing here is that those clothes remain at stores, and after we ask, those clothes really don't get sold. That was an interesting fact. Now, to continue with the stages, let's see the frameworks. The frameworks are the stage where we recollect all of those information that we take from the observation stage and organize it in order to be useful to the innovation. Here is before being the framework stage, it is important to recollect a lot of data so we can actually understand our customers. And what we do with my team was another observation technique that is a collage. And this is the actual collage that we use. And with this collage, we can see that generally customers don't know the brand of the whole clothes unless they see the logo of the mark. With this insight and the one of the very large clothes, we create our business idea that is basically to develop, is basically to redesign those very large clothes and make it a very new one products. After this, we get to the imperatives stage, that is basically where the convergence appears in the innovation process. Here, the best way to test this stage is by prototyping. There is many styles to prototype but there is no time to do it. So I just show you the prototype my team made. This is a t-shirt made out of 3 t-shirts, as you can see. And we want to test if clothes were, we want to show that we are making good clothes with low cost. But what people really are interested is in the design of the t-shirt. And that is how prototyping works. You use your prototype to learn more about your product by making the prototype and testing it. And the final stage, the solutions, is where you take all the info, all the data, and all the insights you create in the past stages. You create and test in the past stages and create an actual solution. However, my group doesn't are in this stage yet, but we want to be something like, we want to create a solution like pre-love or piece by piece. There are actual enterprises that do what we want but with some difference. And the amazing here is that they go through the whole process and now are successful and profitable business. To sum up, I want you to remember the observation frameworks and imperatives that are the 4 stages that brings you these interesting facts and the whole insight that you need to take from your customers to create value and to have the market opportunity. But what is the tricky part in the design thinking? It's not a continuous process. It's more like an iterative process where you need to make a little jump between stages, and with that you will going continually making progress in your product. However, with continuous work and well knowledge of the process, you will successfully create a new product with a good value proposition, and that will actually could work as an innovation process.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, it's like, no, like it's not exactly of the presentation, but it's like of the experience. I don't know if all those steps are so expensive that the publicitary enterprises need to a business pay to a innovation idea publicitary actualization.
Well, the design thinking is actually what it says, how designers think, and it is important now in business because it's actually how you put a new product in the market quicker, and knowing that you actually going to sell that product. What is great of this process? Is not. It seems like it will be tricky and very difficult to make it, but what you really need is practice the process. If you understand how the process works and can practice really quick, you will create not only new products, but products that people will like to buy. And that's why it is taking a lot of power, this methodology in the entrepreneurship area.
Okay.
Okay, great, thanks.